The most recognizable men in history had some form of signature style. Think about it. James Bond had the tuxedo, Winston Churchill had the bow tie, cigar, and the iconic hat, JFK had the Ivy League look. Even men like Gianni Agnelli or Ralph Lauren became recognizable because of the way they presented themselves. And that's the power of a signature style. It makes a man memorable. Now, it doesn't mean you need to wear the same outfit every day or turn yourself into a character, but it does mean that your clothes should have some form of visual consistency. Most men don't have this. They just have random clothes. So this is an easy way to level up your style to stand out. So in this video, I want to walk you through 9 steps to help you develop a signature style, one that feels masculine, refined, and unmistakably your own. Hi everyone, I'm Nick, and if you're new here, I talk about a wide variety of topics on the art of dressing and living well. If that sounds interesting, hit subscribe. Also, follow me on Instagram. I post there regularly and have a ton of fun content planned. The first step is to start with the man, not the clothes. What I mean by this is you need to determine your identity before you even begin to think about spending money building a wardrobe. This is where a lot of men go wrong because they buy random clothing pieces without thinking about what wearing these pieces will say about them. As a man, ask yourself this question: what kind of man am I trying to dress like? Because your style should reflect you, your personality, lifestyle, and values. It should even factor in your environment and climate. For example, a man who spends his time in cafes, boardroom meetings, and dinners is going to need a different wardrobe than someone who spends most of his time in a gym or on a job site. The goal with this step is to give your style some direction based on who you are. Remember that a signature style doesn't start in your closet, it starts with your identity. Once you have a clearer sense of the man you're trying to dress like, the next step is to build around 3 to 5 key style words. This is a relatively simple exercise, but it's incredibly useful because it gives your style a theme. So to do this, reflect on what we talked about in step 1, and then sit down and come up with, let's say, 3 to 5 words that best articulate your desired style. For example, maybe your words are classic, masculine, relaxed, elegant, and timeless. Maybe they're rugged, practical, simple, and understated. Or maybe they're Italian, effortless, refined, and warm. There's no perfect answer here. The point is to choose words that feel aligned with who you are and the image you want to create. And once you have those words, they become a kind of filter for every time you go shopping for new clothing. This will help you buy clothing in line with your theme and, more importantly, prevent you from wasting money on clothing that doesn't. The third step is to find your style references, but we don't want to copy them. We want to use people as inspiration while also developing a style that's unique to us. What I would do is I would go on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest and follow people whose style that you like. Then save outfits from them to folders. I do this all the time, and some of my favorite content creators at the moment are these 3 men. I follow a lot of great people, and I'm constantly finding new people to draw inspiration from. If you follow me on Instagram, hopefully I can give you some inspiration too. Other places you can look to for inspiration are actors in films, designers, magazines, posters, etc. Over time, study the patterns that these men dress according to and then apply that to your own wardrobe. For example, some men favor relaxed tailoring, others may stick strictly to an earthly color palette, or perhaps you notice that they wear loafers exclusively. Your references should give you good outfit ideas, and that's where your taste starts to form too. Step 4, choose a color palette. This is one of the easiest ways to make your style feel more consistent, and it ties back into your overall theme. I don't think a lot of people realize that certain colors look better on certain people compared to others. I'll use myself as an example. I tend to stay away from warmer colors like red, orange, and pink because my skin has a red undertone, and if I wear those colors, it will bring it out and it just won't look as good. So I stick to cooler colors instead. If you're curious what colors look best on you, my first piece of advice would be to stick to neutral colors like navy, white, cream, gray, brown, olive, and black because they work with everything. And the second piece of advice is to test colors in natural light. Do you look better in cooler colors like navy, gray, and crisp white? Or do you look better in warmer colors like cream, brown, olive, and camel? Once you know which colors naturally complement your skin tone, dressing becomes much easier. But the only way you'll find out is by experimenting. And speaking of experimenting, step 5 is just that. Experiment with different styles, brands, colors, and fits. The only way you'll ever determine what looks best on you is to try things on. You have to test different fits, colors, brands, fabrics, and silhouettes because you'd be surprised what actually looks good on you. For example, I've always worn slim jeans and they look good, but I'm also someone that works out a lot and slim clothing can sometimes be a little tight in the thighs. So I tried straight cut jeans recently and I instantly loved them. I also felt like I looked more masculine in them, which I wasn't expecting. So you might think you like slim fitting clothes until you try something with a little more drape and realize it looks more elegant. Or you might think loafers aren't for you until you find the right pair. You just have to try. And at the end of the day, it's whatever looks good and makes you feel more confident. Not everything will work and you will make mistakes, but that's the point. Experimentation is how you discover what belongs. That perfectly segues into step 6, which is be okay with making mistakes. I talk a lot about style rules on this channel and avoiding mistakes, but the reality is that style is an art, not a science, and mistakes are a part of the process. I can't tell you how many style mistakes I've made over the years as I've tried to figure out what works and what doesn't. I tried a lot, including skinny jeans and oversized shirts and many different hairstyles along the way. It's totally normal to make mistakes. You're not going to get every decision right when developing your style. Taste is built by paying attention to what works, what doesn't, and why. So instead of looking at a bad purchase as a complete waste, treat it as information. Learn from it and make adjustments to your style. Those lessons are valuable. The goal is not to avoid every mistake. The goal is to stop making the same ones over and over again. The 7th step is to create your uniforms and signature pieces. One thing that happens when you develop a signature style is you tend to stick to a few simple outfit combinations, and these become your uniforms. Now this can include a combination of items or even a single signature piece. For example, maybe your go-to casual uniform is dark denim, loafers, an Oxford shirt, and maybe a watch. Maybe your summer uniform is a linen shirt, tailored shorts, and espadrilles. Maybe your go-to date/evening uniform is trousers, a knit polo, suede loafers, and a lightweight jacket. The point is to build a few combinations that feel natural to you. Having these go-to uniforms not only helps people recognize you, but also makes getting dressed far easier and less time-consuming. And then over time, certain individual pieces may also become a part of your signature. A navy blazer, a leather jacket, a suede loafer, even a fragrance. These are all the details people begin to associate with you, but the important thing is that they should always feel natural to you. Step number 8, eliminate what doesn't belong. Eliminating pieces that don't fit into your signature style is just as important as buying new pieces. All those clothes that no longer work are just taking up space in your closet. One thing I do is every spring when I do my spring cleaning, I go through my entire closet and see what I can give away or throw out. The other thing I like to do is when I buy a new piece of clothing, I also try to give one away or throw one out so my closet stays around the same size. I'm sure many of you have clothes that you don't wear or they no longer fit just sitting in your closet because you're thinking that one day they may fit again. They won't. Just throw them away. A good trick is to look at your closet and throw out anything you haven't worn within, let's say, the last year. When you streamline your closet and you remove the pieces that don't belong, the pieces that do belong become much easier to see. And the final step I have for you is to let your style evolve. As you grow and you go through life, your style will naturally evolve with you. That's normal. Now, it shouldn't necessarily be a drastic change, but small changes over time are good. Maybe you discover different fits look better on you, or you discover completely new items. Or simply, your taste and lifestyle change. That's how style matures. The goal is not to trap yourself in one look forever. The goal is to become consistent enough that your style feels recognizable, but flexible enough that it can grow with you. Because eventually, the best kind of signature style is one that feels like it could only belong to you. So developing a signature style isn't about copying anyone. It's about being more intentional and building a wardrobe that's unmistakably yours. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what piece or outfit you'd consider a part of your signature style. Thanks for watching.